so, hey, yes, that's right. We're gonna do more Final Fantasy VI. This is gonna be a short stream. Yeah, so this is gonna be a short stream because I have paying clients and freelance work that I had to do this afternoon. Which is good for me in that it means that I am paid and can afford the lights on over my head and the power for my computer. But it does mean shorter streams. So maybe we might try shifting things up earlier since a bunch of my clients are on the West Coast. And so they don't really get rolling into the afternoon anyway. So we'll see. Relatively convenient time. Yay! Yeah, so I might shift, like I said, I might shift to earlier in the day. I don't know how much earlier, like maybe like 11 my time, maybe noon. We'll do like a lunchy thing. I don't know, we could do like lunch and Final Fantasy. Ooh. Anyway, I apologize. There's gonna be some jittery dropped frames, latencies, something. My internet has decided that it sucks. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to change the settings on OBS because that keeps happening and I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it better. Heard horror stories about Canadian internet being not good and I'm witnessing for myself how this is. So, if you guys will recall, last time we all got to witness how I don't consider, or why I don't consider the Battle for Narsh hard, but everyone else does. And the answer, my friends, is fire dance. So we did that. We saved Narsh. Yeah, well, the people from, I think is it Rogers? Were like, the internet kept cutting out for like half an hour at a time. And they were like out, I'm pointing as though you guys can see like the street through my window, but they were out doing something all last week. Oh, thank you, Tofi. I'm sorry, I don't even know if that's how I'm supposed to say it, but I think say it Tofi like Toby. Oh man, meanwhile Chrono is here with the, what is that, late 90s pop punk? I do appreciate that the Offspring harmonize. Like, harmonizing makes everything better. Yeah, that's true. The US does have a lot of monopolizing on, utilities? Oh, early 2000s. Okay, well, look, late 90s, early 2000s, there's a lot of overlap there. Hold on, I gotta hit a thing. That's the thing I can do. Look at that! Look at me! I hit a button like a real streamer would. Yeah, I know, Chrono. I just, it's been a bit. I divorced my main source of pop punk music, so I haven't really kept up with the scene. Nothing against pop punk, that's just the majority of my pop punk experience was as a result of being in a relationship with someone who really liked pop punk. And I like it too, don't get me wrong. Like, give me some good Rise Against. But yeah, let's autocross by the Leafers. Alright, so we finished with Narsh. And we saved Narsh, but Terra had a moment of connection with the Esper, which when you're playing through this the first time, is quite a bit, and you're like, what's going on? I don't understand. And then Terra takes off screaming across the sky, which makes sense knowing her story. So then we're gonna go catch a ride with Figaro. They'll just, you know, just drive your castle over to the nearest desert, please. Yeah, Bad Religion is really cool. Their lyrics are brilliant. Oh no, Tofi. Well, that's alright. We all hit the buttons about it. Discount? Oh, yes. By the way, you know how you watched me utterly fail at aura bolting constantly? Get used to watching me not fail fire dance constantly. So I think that I have the hardest time hitting the left side of the... So if I like start on the left, I can get it to the right just fine. Oh, I'm glad to know that this is still powerful even if you encountered it for the first time on an emulator. My sister and I waited for this game to be released after reading about it in EGM, and I think I told you guys my strange misconceptions about what was going on or what was going to happen. We'll use fire on the desert creatures. I'm pretty sure that's a Persona song. Isn't there a... No, it's rivers in the desert. The opposite of fire in the desert. Hello, I've never actually played Persona. I just know the music. Sort of, apparently. Let's save, just in case something goes haywire with either my computer or the game. Or leafers. It's just like a leafer invasion. They just like all attack Figaro. Like, just mowing down the castle. Imagine having to like submerge your castle because a bunch of cabbage rabbits attack. I'm sorry. We're having a day, apparently. No, cabbits are cat rabbit spaceships. That name is taken. Whoo, have I outed myself as a 90s kid yet? Who here? Oh, Ravages! Okay, intrusive pen sword. Ravages. You got it. That is perfect. Okay, that's what leafers should have been called all along. Chrono, have you never seen or read Tenshi Muyo? Like the ultimate original harem anime from the 90s, from the people who later brought you Hazard, which is way better. By Ravages. Oh, I didn't watch it. Was it on Toonami? I didn't know that it was on Toonami. I watched the animes. We rented VHS tapes with 2 episodes each on them. Oh my god, I don't even want to know about Techimuyu fanfic, do I? Come on, guys! They're troubles, what they are. I want to talk to the dudes. At least the guard hears. Alright, Lone Wolf. Hi. Come talk to me! There we go. They're just blowing off steam. So I did actually go and read some more information and like interviews and stuff with Ted Woolsey about the translation. And apparently they gave him like no time to do it in, and they kept telling him this is twice as long as it needs to be, so you have to like cut it way back, way back. Oh, happy belated birthday, Dutch blondness of doom. Man. I want to call you Blondie. I don't know if that's fair or not. Speaking of music, that's good and a little weird. They're just small potatoes. I am used to potatoes being spelled with an E, but I know that actually I believe that is optional and regional. Oh, it was on Toonami. Okay. I never watched Toonami. I didn't watch television. So, like, if it wasn't, like, at an anime convention or, like, on, like, a VHS tape. I mean, I watched Sailor Moon back in the day before Toonami. My sister would tape record it, and we watched it when we got home from school. I have been working on Final Fantasy VI music on my flute. Anybody who's been following my Twitter account is not surprised by this news, so... I like this game and its music, and I haven't done enough music, so I was like, wonder what would happen if I put together a whole bunch of flute choirs of things. So I have been working on that when I should be working on other things, but that's life. Yes, no, you guys are definitely less scary than— Whoa, dude! Chill! That dude on the left has no chill. This is actually really interesting foreshadowing. Because you notice how informally they talk about Edgar. They don't say, I demand to see the king. I mean, some of them talk about King Edgar, but like this guy's like, Edgar, come on. And they're like, Edgar doesn't take us seriously. Like there's the way that they're talking makes it sound like Edgar is on reasonably good terms with the petty criminals of Figaro. He's like, come on, guys, could you not, please? Maybe not. Maybe don't steal. Okay, fine. We'll toss you in the brig. Maybe you could not steal for a little bit. Is there anything hidden around here? Why can I go here and there's not like a secret treasure chest? Oh, maybe that's where I come from later. Anyway, this guy takes his job very seriously, even if no one else involved does. Lone Wolf is just over there bragging about how great it is that he's Lone Wolf. Hello. Not yet. Stop? Question mark? Oh my god, we're gonna go to Kohlingen. As a Locke and Celes fangirl, I have feelings. But first, let's have feelings about the Figaro Bros. Because I love them so much. They're so good. Oh my god, Edgar is a debauchery king. I don't know if he is. I think it's mostly that Edgar knows when things are seriously to be taken seriously as a threat and when things really aren't a big deal. Like Edgar is actually pretty strategic about his kingness? Kingmanship? Kingliness? That sounds like an adjective describing one's suitability for being a king. When I'm talking about his kingness, his being a kingness, his kinging. Yes, Edgar, unless that's like some sort of horrible term. Yeah, I know, but kingliness is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for his kinging, I think. So Edgar is very strategic and intentional about his kinging. He's very good at it. So I think he's like, you know, there is international war brewing. We're trying not to get barbecued by Gestalt's empire. And there's some dudes who are just kind of stealing some stuff. Alright, where am I gonna put my energy? Yeah, maybe, but then I wouldn't be making up ridiculous words, Blues, and where's the fun in that? Oh man, Sabin's so excited to be home. Oh no, Sabin has my sprint shoes! The worst. Wrapped in a fireball. That doesn't sound like a very cozy blanket. Although I guess if you're like immune. No, not that. We got another pair. This won't do, friends. Much better. Yeah, like, well, like, Edgar's just, he's very smart about it. And if you have petty criminals who aren't really doing any harm, like, why would you waste your resources on that when you have bigger things to take care of? Silly people, scholars. I really wonder if that's what this guy actually said in the Japanese, or if this is one of those cases where what he's translated to say and what he actually says are like opposites. Want to get past the mountains? This castle can't fly, because that's obviously like, oh darn. I was thinking I was gonna ride the flying castle, which admittedly, like, I've played games in which you use buildings as your form of transportation, but yeah, no, I mean, if the Empire were slightly less crazy, it would work for a little longer than it does. It's clear from the fact that Edgar is collaborating with the returners that he's not actually going to keep us up long term. It seems kind of like he's like, well, as long as I can play both sides, I will, to keep my people safe, get information on the Empire, and build up my resources and develop submerging technology, which just... Does Edgar design it? Because he designs his own weaponry, I think is the implication, and it's clear that Figaro is the technologically advanced. Oh, right. This guy tells you what to do plot-wise. He's like, you can't leave without Sabin. Don't leave without Sabin. Okay. sighted Kefka in the area. I see, look, isn't that great? They're reporting in to him. Yes. The thing is, he's the one that you... Oh, my DDR pad is about to fall. If you hear a thunk, I'm watching it, like, because I push it up against the wall, and it's, like, slowly, it's, like, bending. 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 It's so slowly. Slowly. No, maybe it's just gonna defy gravity. Okay. The thing with Kefka is part of his biggest value is plausible deniability. Because Gestalt at this point doesn't want people to know that he's like a raving lunatic megalomaniac. He's fine with them thinking he's like a garden variety, like logical emperor megalomaniac. So gosh, how could this... There you go. it finally fell. Like, gosh, what a horrible thing, genociding an entire kingdom, including the children and the non-combatants. What a horrible thing. If only our one crazed nutcase hadn't been there, then this wouldn't have happened. Like, setting our ally on fire? If only our one crazy nutcase hadn't been the one doing it. You know? Which is interesting because Celes is the one who's not committing war crimes, or committing fewer war crimes, if we count the sacking of Miranda as a war crime, and setting on fire. And she's the one who gets in trouble, for trying not to commit war crimes, whereas, Gestalt approves of Kefka doing this, but he can't let his generals who aren't crazy evil nutcases know about this, because then they're gonna be not okay with it. Like Leo and Celes. It's interesting that I don't know. Leo is the one. Yeah, well then they stick him in the jail cell and he jumps up and down on his toilet, which, how did he have boring dialogue in the Japanese version? He's such a colorful character even without his dialogue. Like, they had to be like trying to make him boring. Yeah, everyone's talking about Terra. Well, let's continue talking, walking. Go snooze, they say. So we can go see the bros, the Figaro bros. I love them. They're so good. They're such good dudes. Like, you could absolutely do worse than either of them. I love this moment so much. It's so good. It's so Edgar. When I think of Edgar, this is what I think of. Yeah, that's what I've heard, that Kefka is now retranslated as the Kefka that we know, or not retranslated, untranslated. Kefka is now written as this. Like, I talk a lot about, I feel like Edgar doesn't get treated with enough respect among the fans. Like, everybody loves him for being super handy, and everybody loves him for being a great character, but he just doesn't get enough respect as a king, and he's great. Like, he's just, unreservedly, he's just a good king and a good leader, and I think that he did, you know, he sacrificed his identity and sense of self and ability to do whatever he wanted to do in order to take care of his kingdom. The least we can do is respect him for that. So, this has now become an Edgar Figaro respect channel. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm apparently in a really silly mood today. I mean, I might as well. I'll get the drill. I think that's useful. I think you use it on things that have something. No, I don't think it's discounted. It doesn't matter. Because Edgar just says don't discount it. No! I'm not gonna discount! I have plenty of money, and this is an Edgar appreciation channel. Edgar says, take the money and take care of your family. And you know, we're gonna support him. And also rob his treasure chests. The two things. You know, they can coexist peacefully. Yeah. The people of Figaro, okay, I love a lot of the towns. Yes, you can. Yes. So good. I love it. I love you all. Oh man, I used a lot of potions, didn't I? Oh, I should probably have more of these. There we go. But no, as a matter of principle, we're not getting the discount. Even if there is a discount. Hello, Chancellor! You have the fanciest hat. Yeah, it's almost like we're gonna do that. Okay. Hey, Mixing Metaphor Soup! Do you think that Edgar is a good king? This is a trick question. The answer is yes. The Empire was never actually your ally, but now we're open about it. Okay, well, let's progress. Let's do a Figaro scene in Figaro with the Figaros. Yes. The coin song is amazing. Yeah. Such an interesting thought. And the way he just kind of like casually sits down on one of the thrones because this is his family's throne room. I can play you guys the work in progress of my... Yeah. Version of this song. In a modern game, they might have given them custom teenage sprites, but... I want you to think about... These two are the same age, and they both lost their father. Both of them. Edgar has also just lost his father in this scene. Because I think that's really important. When I talk about why I love Edgar and why I think that he deserves to be respected and honored as a character instead of just loved, like... So this is, okay. I wasn't sure if that was something from a retranslation or how I got that in my head. Like... Sabin is... He's honestly really immature, which is fine. He's a kid. I'm trying to remember, are they like 16 when this happened? So maybe not like a kid, but young enough. But he has this very simplistic way of looking at things. He's like, all you care about. I was like, no, we do have an entire kingdom and the empire. Like, there's all this stuff going on. Like, we can't afford to grieve. I know some of it is definitely, Edgar has been protecting Sabin. I think everybody has been protecting Sabin. I honestly feel like Edgar has done everything he has done. Like, his relationship with Sabin through their entire childhood very, very much seems like, he has protected his little brother. Because I think, as I understand it, with twins in Japanese culture, the older and younger, like, that's actually a thing. Whereas what I'm used to is that they're twins and it's not really a big deal who came out first. Like, it's not functionally like you are the older sibling and therefore you are responsible the way it is when you're not twins. And the older sibling is expected to be more responsible. But so I think that, I mean, it's clear, everyone talks about Sabin being this, like, very sensitive child. And here you see him having these, like, emotional outbursts, reacting to things, handling things badly. He's definitely more emotionally vulnerable, and more easily hurt. Whereas Edgar seems to have a much more, I mean, Edgar grows up to be able to play both sides and say with a straight face to Kafka, we are allies, you and I. And I think that kind of, that's kingliness right there that we're talking about. That Edgar has a nature that makes him more predisposed to responsibility. And so I think he stepped into that both because it's the expected role for him, because he's the eldest, and also because he's well suited for it, and Sabin is not. Now, would Sabin be able to handle things better if they hadn't shielded and protected him? Probably. Should they have kind of let him know more of the stuff? Probably, yes. But I think that, I'm sorry, I hope me being really emphatic here isn't, like, causing the, like, sound to spike. I'm, like, too loud here. But I feel like everything that Edgar has done here is with the best of intentions. And also, again, he's a literal child, technically, too, here, even as a teenager. Like, this is a moment of that moment of Edgar thinking. Like, remember that Edgar is a kid here. And this is when I say that Edgar has made a sacrifice, which I think people forget this. Edgar wants freedom. Edgar wants to be his own person. He is sick of a lot of the stuff that's going on. I mean, you can picture the two of them kind of dreaming. What would you be? What would you do if you didn't have to be king someday? What would you do? Where would you go? And so Edgar is aware that being a king is not freedom. Yeah, no, Stolen Light, I definitely think that some of these scenes would be more powerful if they'd been able to do custom sprites for them, which is one of the things that Suikoden does, especially Suikoden 2, that's so beautiful and effective. He knows. Also, it's really cute that the coin has their two heads on it, which you see in the ending credits. We'll choose whichever path without regrets. Here he is, because he could just tell Sabin, no, you go, but that wouldn't work as well. I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. It's so good. And then you have, like, lines like this, which I don't know if this is in the Game Boy Advance retranslation, but it's so good. It's, like, such a ridiculous, absurd line, but it's really effective because calling someone a shrimp. Oh, good. The Game Boy Advance keeps this, because this is one of those iconic lines that, like, only Ted Woolsey could come up with this. Like, what the heck, Ted Woolsey? Where on earth did this come from? I don't know. It's so good. It's so good. I love it. So, yeah. It's, again, it's a very, very idiosyncratic translation. Yeah, I'm glad that Edgar is a favorite of people. Like, people's favorite characters shuffle around a bit on this game. And sometimes somebody will just kind of have an oddball choice, like, I love Realm so much. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine. But almost without exception, if you ask someone to list their favorite 3 characters, at least one of the Figaro Pros will be there, because, I mean, there's only 16 characters, but sometimes people will put non-playable characters in there, which is fine. If you want to say Kefka's your favorite character, okay, fine. Oh, that's a valid choice. Like, you do that. You do you. But the Figaro brothers are really good. And for me, there's no comparison. Sabin is mostly interesting to me because he's related to Edgar. He's lovable. He's likable. He doesn't have a ton of depth. Like, they don't super dig into his supposed sensitivity that we see him crying and having big feelings as a kid. And you're a king crab. It's just, you know... Look at them! Look at the bros! Yeah, this definitely keeps you up at night. You get the sense that their father was a really good king. And if you look at this, look at them. You can see, because they're identical twins to start with. And then Sabin got a mullet and beefed up. And Edgar started wearing ribbons in his hair. So functionally speaking, like they're now different sizes and weights and have different styles. But if you look at them here, it's kind of like you could like have like a mirror down the center, like, you know, like the center of the room. It's kind of mirrored, which is a nice effect. That I mean, obviously, like, you want to have what's the word where it's the same on both sides? Begins with an S. Symmetrical. You would want to have, like, a nicely symmetrical, unbalanced throne room. But also, it lets you set up this beautiful scene where the bros are exactly, like, it highlights the similarities between the two of them, having this be a perfectly symmetrical scene where they're sitting on the 2 thrones. It's nicely done. Very nicely framed. And then they're having feelings. Who among us doesn't know this feeling? Like, as a kid playing this game, you don't get it. As a grown-up, yeah. This is what it feels like. Spoiler, if any of you guys are still teenagers, grown-ups don't know what they're doing either. They just get better at pretending. Yeah, I'm glad that you guys, yeah, mood. Yeah. Yeah, no, like, Sabin is, like, super buff. Oh, bros. God, that is one of the best scenes in the game. Like, I'm just gonna come out and say it. That's one of the best scenes in the game. There's so much conveyed in that dialogue. Well, especially funny because the people who made this game, at the time that they made this game, were probably years younger than I am now. It's one of those weird things when you think about it. Having been an adult now. So angry. Whatever, that guy didn't get his dialogue updated. Smashed. They got smashed. Everyone's excited to see Edgar. To be fair, Edgar is cool, as we have. I'm just gonna rename this in the archives of my channel. This is just gonna be the Edgar appreciation stream. Alright. I guess we should go do the thing. Let's go do the thing. Shall we actually progress the story? Oh, did I go down the wrong way? I did, didn't I? Ugh, it's in the main thing and then to the side. Okay, fine. I'll do it right. Pretend I know my way around. Apparently I don't know my way around Castle Figaro. Is it through here? Yeah. This side. Yeah. Alright, let's do it, friends. Lots of requests this month, he says. Yeah, people just like, we're just like taking people all over like, oh, I wanna go shopping in Miranda. Okay, well I guess we'll just take the castle. Alright. I don't know why that sound needed it. And then just like, yeah, we're just gonna ride our castle through the desert. Like you do. I mean, it's quite an accomplishment. There is a line that I wrote for Project Esper, because it was some section to do with Figaro, which you guys will hopefully see soon. But there's a line where Edgar is bragging on Figaro that it's one of my favorite things that I wrote for that whole thing. Top of the line technological wonder. It's like, yes, you're very enthusiastic, my friend. All right. Who wants more melodrama? Who wants more tragedy? It's me. Yes, I do. You know what's good? This game. Oh. That is totally supposed to be someone whistling. I need to do a cover of this, or make people do a cover of this so my friend Danny can whistle this song, because he's like good at whistling. Hi, Shadow. Woof. Isn't Fist of the North Star one of the ones where like he punches people and then they explode? And it's really gory and violent? Stay away from that guy. Wait, hold on. Oh, Ted? Ted! This isn't an accidental typo in one case. Ted Woolsey does not know how to spell the word assassin. Anyway, it's a good song, and it's a shame that Shadow's story is hard to get. We can try to do that. Tara set this guy's house on fire. Tara, honey, therapy might be a better alternative. By the way, if you don't know this game inside out and you're like, why is Lauren so excited about going to Kohlingen? Well, I have my priorities. I've told you, I am an unrepentant Locke and Celes fangirl, and our experience of this game is going to be colored by that fact. He just has like his little PTSD moment here. Oh my god, it's the most beautiful song. interestingly, Locke's theme is in G major, and Forever Rachel is in G minor. That's interesting. I never thought about that. Anyway, yeah. They are my OTP, and I love them, and I've totally written lyrics to this song that I have up on my YouTube channel. Cannot break what once so strongly bound us, and through this pain nothing's changed, though you are gone now, our love remains. Here in my heart, your soul will live forever. Know that I will love you still. There's another verse. I don't remember it. The first word of that verse is death. Death cannot break what once so strongly bound us. Don't remember the rest of it. Anyway, yeah. I have feelings. Let me draw your attention to the fact that Rachel and Locke are hunting for treasure in a cave. This is Locke's hobby. He goes into like abandoned caves and hunts for forgotten treasure. Hence, treasure hunter. It's literally in the game. I don't understand what's so hard about this. Also, he's totally planning to propose to her. By the way, did that go over anyone else's head? Because it's there. I don't know if it's exactly this. I think it's this scene. Oh my god, I love him so much. But he jumps down. And then she doesn't remember him. Because what he says to her dad when her dad kicks her out of the house is, or kicks him out of the house, is we were gonna. So I think he was gonna propose to her. Yeah. Because I think he says, I was gonna, we were gonna, and I have totally drawn fan art of these three. And so back in the day when eBay was actually a thing that people used, a bunch of us would sell our fan art or commissions on eBay. And there was this girl who had a piece of fan art of these three, and I never bought it, but she and I communicated about it because I was really excited. I have seen most of the fan art of Locke and Celes, and Rachel melodrama and stuff, up till there was a period of time that I stopped regularly searching for it, but I know a lot of, like, the artists, the cosplayers, I know them or know of them. So I have heard people complain that Locke's story is unnecessarily convoluted and dramatic. Because she gets hurt because of him and forgets him. And then later she remembers him right before she dies. So it's like too much disconnect. Whatever. Final Fantasy VI is an over-the-top melodramatic story where they're like, what if we made it sadder? It's like the Rebecca Sugar what if we made it gayer button, except less gay and more melodramatic. I'll take both, either, that's fine. Okay, no, he did propose to her. Yeah, this right here, that's right. Okay, I thought he was going to, but yeah, no. It's by the way, in case anyone didn't know this, I have the feeling there are people whose, like, primary life priorities are not Locke and Sully's shipping. So you might not have known this. So don't worry. I'm here to help. Also, Rachel's sprite is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, Locke. I love you, my boy. Oh. Which, like, I can understand her parents being upset. Especially because you get the feeling they probably didn't approve of Locke to begin with. Because Rachel's family is, like, I mean, all you have to do is kind of, like, look at her sprite and her family and stuff and be like, you know, Locke is... I mean, Rachel is, like, from, like, a well-to-do family, like, nice, stable, wholesome. Locke is your, like, scruffy, troublemaking. He's, like, not... He's, like, the guy who, rides a motorcycle and makes your dad mad, but he's not actually gonna hurt you in any way because he's not actually scary or bad. He's just a little alternative. No, he's not the bad boy your mom warned you about in high school. He's not actually a bad boy. He's just, like... Because, like, bad boys have an attitude that accompanies it. Locke is just... His hobbies aren't... Like, you can tell he's kind of, like, he's scruffy. He's probably from the bad side of town. He doesn't have great prospects because he's not pursuing a professional career. Yeah, so Rachel is supposed to marry some guy who's got serious prospects and, like, is, like, established and wealthy and all of those things. And yeah, and Locke isn't, like, a bad boy. I don't know if I have a term for him, and maybe that's partly because I'm defensive of him and love him the most. But he is definitely, like, I'm gonna run away with this boy sort of material. Like, he's the like, because he's not arty bohemian, but he's like the adventurous ragamuffin that your daughter is going to elope with if you're not careful. How's that? So, I have talked about how Final Fantasy VI is a game about love. See, and this is the section. This is the thing that people who make fun of Locke's story make fun of right here. The Imperials attacked. Because they were gonna get married. He proposed. They were engaged. It's a big deal. Yeah, and he's like, if I had been there, if I had stayed, if I hadn't let them kick me out and talk me out of it, I could have defended her. Like, it's not just that she fell saving him and got hurt. It's that he wasn't even there when Kohlingen got attacked and she was like mortally, like, wounded. He wasn't even around to defend her. So he's got a complex about not being able to protect people. And people think that it's because of her falling down, but it's not because of her falling down. Although it is significant that their ending is I won't let go. Oh my god, I love this game so much. But yeah, it's and then this is actually like a way that, and I love the idea of like his friends gathering around him for that moment. Yeah, no, like he carries it with him forever, and he's like, if I had been there. Alright, Chrono, well, we'll catch you later. Take care and have the good rest of your day. You've seen the big melodrama anyway. So yeah, so as I was saying before I got distracted by just how much I love Locke Cole and his melodramatic storyline so much. Oh god, I also love chicken and waffles, Chrono. Enjoy. So Final Fantasy VI is a game about love. And the characters all help highlight some element of love. And it's not limited to romantic love, which is fantastic because so many stories don't think about the fact that, like, yes, love is like one of the most powerful human emotions and an incredibly great motivator for characters. But there are a lot of ways that can take shape. And Final Fantasy VI does a wonderful job. Like, the Figaro brothers scene that we saw earlier is one of my favorite scenes in the entire game. It's so powerful. It's so effective. And there's not a teensy bit of romance in it. But can you tell me that scene is about anything but love? Like, that is a scene of Edgar and Sabin loving each other deeply, loving their parents, being loved by their parents, Edgar loving his kingdom. All of these really, really strong, powerful, motivating ties that shape the characters and their story, and move the audience. No smooching, no smooching, not even tragic smooching. I mean, ideally, no smooching. Thanks, Japanese Final Fantasy VI fandom. Let's not. Anyway. Oh, well, thank you, Hot Brushings. I know there's a lot of rambling, but the music is good. So you can figure out where we are based on that context. But yeah, so I feel like the Figaro brothers story is at least as engaging as anyone else's, without romance. And it's really powerful. And having friendship and family love is at least as important as romantic love. Now, Locke is the character through which we explore romantic love. Because Celes, I think, has romantic love, but it's more than that. Celes kind of learns, I don't know, I think there's a certain degree of self-love involved with her too, because Celes is the one who almost succumbs to depression, and Setzer does too, but it's different. Setzer's like a raging nihilistic alcoholic. I guess Celes' scenes on the solitary island are more about hope drawn from love, but it's not accidental that Celes's hope comes in the form of Locke's bandana, because her story has, I think Locke and Celes are a story of redemptive love, where Locke has a history with love and a history with romance. Locke has never, ever hidden his feelings. Somebody once told me that, like, oh, Locke is, the cool debonair guy who doesn't tell you how he really feels. And I'm like, did you play Final Fantasy VI? Because Locke is a bleeding heart. Locke is so in touch with his feelings throughout. Shay, hey, thanks for lurking. Yeah, this is apparently the I will analyze Final Fantasy VI for you while you get your job done party. But yeah, so Locke has comfort and security in his feelings. Like, Locke doesn't have to fight with having emotions. He has them. He's comfortable with them. Yes, Setzer is different too. He's interesting. But the dynamic that I love so much about Locke and Celes, because a lot of the romances that I like in things are of the Han and Leia dynamic. I love banter. I love witty banter. Like, the more characters are bantering at each other, the more I'm like, ah. And I have a tendency to banter a little bit when I'm flirting with girls sometimes. So I love banter. Locke and Celes don't banter, which is like my favorite thing. But they're my OTP. And the thing that I love and the dynamic that they share with some of the other pairings that I like is that Locke is emotionally strong. Now that in a way kind of becomes a weakness in that he can't move on and get on with his life and let go of his pain. But that's because he embraces his feelings utterly. And he embraces love utterly, and he cares about people when he meets them and they're vulnerable. Like I said, I don't think that there's any romantic connection at all between him and Tara, but he immediately forms a bond with her and immediately cares about her well-being. And it's not just that they're girls, although there is a pattern there that you could tease Locke about. If you were his friend, you'd be like, Locke, are you still having your white knight complex trying to protect women in danger? But he has no complicated feelings about having feelings. Celes, on the other hand, I mean, Tara says she wants to know what love is. Celes doesn't know that wanting to know what love is one of her motivating features, but she hasn't known what love is, you know? None of the kids from the Empire have experienced love. When Celes talks to Sid, and we'll talk about this more, and we have their dialogue on the solitary island, and he's kind of like, I never had a family, and she's like, I never had a family, and he's like, yeah, I kind of like felt a little bit grandparental towards you kids, and she's like, all right, well, I'm gonna call you granddad. And that's the first like family that Celes has ever had, really. And it's true, somebody mentioned earlier that she thinks of herself as a monster. No, it's true. She doesn't defend herself. Even when Cyan is like, I'm gonna kill you for being General Celes who torched Miranda, she doesn't defend herself. She doesn't say, like, no, you don't understand. No, I've changed. Nothing. She just takes it. Her only concern is, I need to be able to try to help prevent things from happening again. Like, she never defends herself, except even when Locke has the misunderstanding because Kafka's like, oh, what if I made you think that Celes was a traitor? Which that's the bridge scene, which I've drawn several times over the past couple of decades. Maybe I will draw it again. Celes doesn't know what love is any more than Tara does. Because she's been in control of herself longer, and had a bit more power and authority and stuff, she's got different problems than Tara does. But she, like, it doesn't even seem to occur to Celes that anyone could love her. So it's not even a thing that she thinks she wants, because it's just out of the realm of possibility. Like, this love isn't going to happen. Like, I'm an Imperial general, not some love-starved twit, she says. But that's no way to live. And it's clear from the way that despite being basically brainwashed, like, she has been raised by the Empire, essentially, in the Empire, surrounded by the Empire, and she's still pretty young. So to break with your upbringing so intently says a lot about her strength of character and her strength of right and wrong, because she breaks with her entire, like, formative shaping experiences, knowing that she might die for it. And she is a soldier, so she understands life and death. She's not some kid who's never seen, like, death, and it's this thing where she thinks she's like gonna live forever, it's no big deal. Like, no, she has some understanding of that. When she decides that she's going to turn on the Empire and she's going to try to prevent Kefka from doing what he's going to do, when she decides that she's going to try to prevent the Empire from any sort of like further war crimes, essentially, she is showing who she really is. She doesn't expect to get any sort of acknowledgement for it. She doesn't ask for respect. She like, there is nothing that she personally stands to gain from doing that, and she has everything to lose. She loses everything she's ever had, any connection she's ever had, any family she's ever had, any home she's ever had, accepting that she's risking her own death, accepting that she's going to be hated and kicked around by the returners. But it's the right thing to do, and she's gonna do it no matter what it costs her. That's incredible. Can we just, okay, we're gonna have the Celes appreciation stream right now. But so she is clearly a person who has a great deal of compassion. So for the imagery describing her to have to do with snow and ice as though she's cold. Like, no, Celes has this great love in her, but she hasn't really ever tapped into it, and she doesn't know how any more than Tara does. And so it kind of takes someone like Locke, once he kind of gets over his own hang-ups, and that's kind of, I think, and I'm going to pay more attention to this when we get to the scene on the bridge, and think about it this playthrough. But they're, like, his own issues notwithstanding, Locke as someone who is comfortable with love, who is experienced with love. Like, Locke is the one who has had a successful relationship. It ended through circumstances largely beyond his control. He can take this, you know, like, Locke has this trauma of losing Rachel. Like, it's clearly, like, a lot of what he does is a traumatic response, and a lot of the characters here respond to trauma and tragedy, and that's where their actions come from. Celes isn't, like, aware of any trauma or anything like that, but she needs him to help thaw her and accept that there is warmth in her. Because I think she's kind of like, I'm a monster, and it doesn't matter how much, like, it doesn't matter what happens to me as long as I make the world better, as long as I stop bad things from happening. And I just think that's really beautiful. That in this, you know, in the middle of this war, these two figures are, like, able to connect. And it is his compassion for her that is, like, what first brings them together, but it's her compassion for the world around her that puts her in that situation. And so they're both very good, loving people through and through. And I think that they deserve each other in a good way. And I think they complement each other. And I love the dynamic that Locke is, like, the weakest character in the game, except for maybe Setzer, who is, as we've discussed, a raging alcoholic who probably doesn't take good care of his body. Locke is weak, he's frail, he's fragile. Celes is a powerhouse. She's one of, like, the most powerful characters in the entire game. The only reason to not use her in your party is either if you don't like her because you're wrong, or because there are other characters you love more, which is acceptable. Whereas the only reason to use Locke in your party, unless, like, maybe you like to steal things from enemies for some reason in Final Fantasies, which is not usually a good idea, but really the only reason, functionally speaking, to use Locke in your party is because you love him, which I do very much. So I tell people a lot, like, when people start talking about min-maxing and stuff, and I'm like, look, I bring Locke Cole through the entirety of Final Fantasy VI, so that usually tells them everything they need to know about my priorities. But I love that boy. He's not good. And so the dynamic of her using Runic to protect him is just exactly what I want out of that kind of a relationship. But I love the depth of their characters. I love them. I love the complexity of the situation with Rachel. I love Celes. Am I just a substitute for her? Is that all I am? Am I just you trying to get over her by thinking that you can save me? And Locke not knowing the answer to that question because he's still hung up on Rachel. It's really interesting. I mean, don't put too much thought into the fact that Locke is keeping Rachel in suspended animation. That's kind of awkward, but really? Because, like, Steel is generally, I thought, agreed upon to be pretty useless, especially in Final Fantasy IX, where your hero is a thief. Oh my god, I love Zidane so much for different reasons. Alright. You ready, guys? Oh, never mind. I thought I could do something up here, but I guess I have to approach it from the south like a normal person. Oh, I didn't even know you could steal Genji gloves on the floating continent, because it's a floating continent. See, children aren't afraid, or too afraid of Terra anyway. See? So Tara just like went right through here. Like, by the way, because they assume that you're going to be talking to people. We'll get there eventually. Have no fear. I think we're a little ways off, though. As much as they're talking about Jador right now, I think we have to be ready to get to Vector and the Magitech research facility, which I think is after we get Terra back, if I remember correctly. Whoa, whoa. This music doesn't... Yeah. It's a little bit awkward. But here the implication is that Locke wants to try to save Rachel and give her a chance to have an actual life that he feels was taken away from her. So that's why he goes to the Phoenix Cave after all. Because as a treasure hunter, he is used to going to find treasure in caves and the Phoenix Esper. Which, by the way... Yeah, see the love of his life, but then he falls in love again. Interesting that, isn't it? So I think that she's dead. Like, her spirit has moved on, but her body hasn't. Yeah, if you could call her back, she'd come back, is a nice little touch. Oh, Locke. He's really hung up on this. He wants to make it right. And then Celes comes back down. See, complicated, complicated. It's complicated. It's so complicated and good. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. Anyway, hi. I like Final Fantasy VI. Can you tell? I was saying something and then I got distracted. Which, I mean, should I get stuff? Do I need gear? Probably not. Terra wrecked this town. Okay, so they said going south. Right, we go through fighting guys. What was I talking about before I got sidetracked? I don't know. Probably wasn't a big deal. What was I talking about? I don't know, but see, look at this. Look at this fire dance. Look at how good I am at fire dance and how bad I am at literally everything else. Bow, bow, bow. Yeah, we're a ways away from that. I was talking about something to do with characters anyway, but I went off on a tear about Locke and Celes. Anyway, I like Kohlingen because it has some interesting stuff going on. And I love Locke and Celes. Well, there are enemies that you can't fire dance. I don't remember what they are, but I know that they exist. And Aura Bolt is usually good. God, this is such a good song. I mean, I guess I could have Locke steal. I'm sorry, I'm excited. Do we have to do the magic research? Magitech research? No. Did I do it wrong? I probably did. Maybe. I don't think so. Why are these guys called mind candy? Like, is that a drug reference? Oh no! Oh, Lauren! You talk a big talk, but you failed that fire dance. twice in a row I failed it. I think it's because I'm not hitting the down button enough. That's alright, just gives everyone else a chance to be useful. Oh my gosh, shaving a haircut. I haven't because I haven't really thought. I don't feel like I know enough to really do a proper like analysis thing, like, because I don't really like think about it. I mean, I guess I could cut out sections from my existing streams and be like, and this is the point where I ramble about this character, and this is the point where I ramble about this thing, but that's, I don't know. I mean, maybe I could put a scripted thing together or something. I don't know. I've had people talk about doing a best of highlights of my Final Fantasy X video, which is actually part of what inspired me to go ahead and play 6 and do the same sort of analysis thing on it, except in a different approach, because I love this one going into it instead of learning to love 10 like I did. But I don't know. I feel like in order to do like a long form analysis that you like have to like know what you're doing. And I'm just a person who really likes the game and knows a few things about writing. The westernmost town on the world map. Because it's not like it loops around or anything. Do anything good? You do. Do I buy stuff from you? I think this is really good. Oh, this is actually beginning to cost money. Maybe I shouldn't have spent all of my money, but I had to support the people of Figaro. That's really important. Bum 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 ba ba da da. Is Ninja Gear good? Why can't Edgar wear it? Oh, I didn't have a... Yeah, like, I feel like if I were to do an analysis thing, it would be like going through and chopping off like chunks of each video and putting them together so you don't have to watch me playing the whole game. Because that's what people were saying, is like basically taking the like 30 hours of Final Fantasy X. Well, thank you. Okay, the Locke, Celes, Rachel situation is what I have the biggest feelings about. But if you've only been joining us for a little bit, you missed me rambling about the Figaro Bros earlier. Because that section's really good. Well, maybe that's a thing that I'll try to do, is like make a retrospective cut of my long form streams. Maybe, like, it takes a lot of time, and I don't know what counts as a highlight. I mean, I might have an easier time of it here. I don't know. Like with Final Fantasy X, I wouldn't even know where to begin, except for like the miniature golf joke. That wasn't a joke. Uh-oh, did you take stuff from me, buddy? I hope not. I probably want some of these. I don't remember when I want them, but I probably want them. So... Ah, okay. We'll go do that. She is, and she looks just like Celes, who's the best. I love Celes so much. I look dorky, do I? Huh. Oh. Bring back wayward spirits. What is he talking about? Magicite? Hey, Serious Inc. Well, you missed Kohlingen, which went about exactly as you might expect it to go. And the wonderful scene with Edgar and Sabin when you first returned to Figaro. Such good stuff. Do I want any of these? That's true. VODs do exist. Then if you like to hear me talk about characters and things like that, this particular today's stream was good for that. All right, do I want any of these? Do I want more earrings? I'm going through my money, but I have no regrets about supporting the people of Figaro. That's important. Yes. Oh, I feel like gentrification is happening in most major cities. Like, every city that I've lived in has had problems with it. Austin had big problems with it. Toronto's having problems with it. Dallas had some of that, but I didn't know it. Alright, well, I don't know if I want any of those, so I'm gonna hold off for now. See, the only lyrics I know to this are in Brazilian Portuguese as sung by a Japanese person, and there are Brazilian people who watch my streams sometimes, so I won't actually sing them. But, I love it. I'm definitely looking forward to this place. I'm not. Ah, some armor. This is certainly never going to come back. Whoa, what's he doing here? Huh. I don't know, man. I don't know. Sorry. I don't know if I would like Ultros if I encountered him for the first time as a character as an adult. Because he's comedy. And we all know how I feel about comedy. But... Alright. So they said the mountains to the north, so we're gonna go do that. Should I buy new weapons? I feel like I'm doing okay. I mean, I'm not really even, like... I'm not depending on... Okay, well, let's save, because you can never save too much. Except maybe in games you have to pay for saving, and those games are wrong and bad. They may be good games in other ways. Do I have to go through Zozo next? Oh, Zozo's hard, if I remember correctly. I'm about to go through Zozo, aren't I? Then I go through Zozo into the mountains north of Zozo, and that's where I find, what's his butt? And Terra? Is that... I always thought it was Ramu, but apparently it's... not. I'm trying to remember. I just fought him in Final Fantasy XIV, and he's basically nothing but beard, and they say his name. Oops, I did that wrong. That was me blanking. Alright, well, let's see how we get through Zozo. Oh, okay. No, Zozo is not my favorite part of the game. Hey! Oh, here's a funny Zozo fact. So... I love my sister, but as with many things with siblings, things can be complicated. So most of my experience with video games as a kid, my sister would be the one holding the controller and I would be the one telling her which direction to go, what she was supposed to do, etc., etc. So that's why my experience with older games is kind of a little bit like hit or miss as far as like me like knowing how to play things. Which is part of why I know this game very well, but I don't necessarily know the tactical stuff super well. Oh, that's cute, Serious Sync. The one departure from that is that if she really didn't like playing a section, she would make me play it. So anyway, I've played through Zozo multiple times because my sister hated it. It is definitely a difficulty spike. We're gonna see how well we do here. It does have a great song. What genre is this? By Music Friends. I did. I saved like 3 times right out there. Ah, Slam Dancer! This is a good one to use. Gao, right? Isn't this one that you want to get Gao? Yes, that's it. Earn your keep lock. Did I already talk to this? I did. Oh, there's a chocobo on the wall. Alright, so I don't remember my way around Zozo despite having done it multiple times. Yeah, that's it. Dodge the attacks. All of the attacks. Yeah, I don't know why I have an association with Slam Dancer and Gao, but I assume that that means something. Barrier ring, cool. That means you're gonna cast magic on me. Oh. Well, if you're gonna be a caster, then I need to. So I've heard people use to describe streamers on Twitch to refer to themselves as casters. I don't know why that is. Why is that? Because this is what I think of when I think of casters. Okay, well, Serious Think you can appreciate that about Zozo enough for the rest of us. Monster in a box. No? Oh. Well. This one's monster in a box, right? No. Oh no, you have to come back with the thing. Oh no! He's big. He's bad. And I am failing at trying to, Oh, I'm gonna regret this, aren't I? I'm gonna regret not doing a better job fighting him. That didn't scale. World of Ruin, okay, thank you. No! Bye, Locke. Probably gonna need more of these. I should probably stay on top of healing my party. By the way, I'm continuing to drop frames, so I just want to thank all you guys for, like, sticking it out despite my technical difficulties. Again, I realize technical difficulties are nothing new for my stream, but still. I am a red mage. Through and through, in every possible way. I've actually taken to referring to myself as a red mage to be more okay with the way that my skill points are allocated in life. Oh, really? Seriously? Maybe it's not me then. No, I'm definitely not a white mage. It's something that people will say because they're like, oh, Lauren is a positive person who tries to help and take care of people. That makes her like a white mage, but not actually. Yes, I am actually a red mage in 14. I was a bard at first. So red mages in the early Final Fantasies are basically an equivalent of bards from old school D&D. Or at least the best approximation I think that they could make. They have a lot in common. I used to have a white mage costume, that's true. But I also had a red mage costume. I went as a red mage for Halloween a couple of years ago. It's not actually the top of this building. But there's something else at the top of this building. Is it a monster in a box? Okay, so we're gonna run. Run! Run! He's gonna headbutt me with his head. Run, guys, run, yes! Okay, we're all pretty young. Let's heal Celes. Maybe I should have gotten more gear. But yeah, so I actually, in real life, have allocated my skill points in a number of ways. And so the thing about bards, in addition to being musical, which obviously that's a thing that I relate to bards with. Another thing about them is that they do a little bit of everything. They do a little bit of like combat, they do a little bit of healing, they do a little bit of attack magic, just like a little bit of everything. They're your jack of all trades, and like a bard or a red mage, because let's be real, they have cool floopy hats because they are descended from bards basically. One of these days. In addition to being musical, which I am, they do a little bit of everything. I have my master's degree in creative writing and I work as a writer, but I also do music. And I also do art. And I also do streaming. And I also do all these other things. And I've actually had people tell me, like one of my bandmates told me lovingly, you know, oh, maybe I'm doing this wrong. But she told me, you will never be able to achieve as much in any one area as your friends who focus, like, as you would if you could focus on just one thing. Like, that's just the reality of having multi-classed, essentially, as a human being. And it's hard sometimes because I have friends who, and I don't know if I've talked about this on stream or not, it's kind of been one of the big discoveries of my life recently, has been kind of working through this. But I have friends who are not multi-class, and they do, it's not just the mortal lifespan thing. Hi. So I have friends who have like a single focus, and they do extremely well. Like, you know, I have friends who are successful professional musicians. I have friends who are novelists with multi-book deals. You know, all of these things. And I sometimes feel like, what's wrong with me? That I haven't accomplished the same things that they have. You know, what am I doing wrong? Am I just not trying hard enough? Am I not good enough at things? And it's not that simple. It turns out that I am a red mage. I do a little bit of a lot of things. And that allows me to do some things that I wouldn't be able to do if I were a single focus person. And I have opportunities I wouldn't be able to have as a single focus person. And like, is that limiting in some ways? Yes. Does it open up opportunities in other ways? Yes. Is it worth it? Yes. What is that? It's in a... Are you saying that I am a fox? Not a hedgehog? Hedgehog and porcupine are things I used to say about a certain group of people that or a kind of person that I would be friends with. Hey, look! I finally got an aura bolt off! How exciting! But when I'm talking about a certain group of people that I was friends with, they're people who are really prickly on the outside and hard to get to know, but actually they're very soft and vulnerable on the inside. Now, people like that are actually often toxic friends, not always, but I no longer go out of my way to try to acquire those people, because I was like, oh, they need a friend and they're not very good at making friends, so I will be that friend. But that has cost me significantly in my life, so I no longer do that. But it is an interesting thing. Oh man, Samurai Snake, this is the part that I think I've spoken to people who stopped playing because of Zozo. It's not a very beloved place. So apparently Serious Inc. likes it. Somebody's got to. I don't know why that's the sound that is, but that is the sound that is. I play some of this on Flute. Oh, yes, there are many, many good games to play in the world. I mean, technically, I suppose I could be playing a game that I haven't... This is a monster in a box, right? I think this is. Doing alright. Oh, what? Oh, okay. Unless this is a bad idea right now. Slam Shuffle is what this song is called. I don't know what a shuffle is. Alright. Here we go. Dadaluma! Okay, I got this in the wrong order. He's so goofy looking. Okay, hold on. We're gonna fight. Ah, well, whatever. We're just gonna fire dance him. I love his funny little pose. He looks like an Amano thing. Oh, but shuffle is a type of music too. I thought. Ah! Okay, fine. Oh my god, mixing metaphor soup, that is wonderful. Well done, my friend. Well done. I love Mario Galaxy. Oh man. People underestimate my love of Mario Galaxy. I underestimated my own love for Mario Galaxy, and then I realized I love Mario Galaxy. So. Oh man, I do not own that many games. Ah, okay. Oh, bandana headband, got it. Locke does indeed wear those. All right. Yay! We do need to get the We do need to get the chainsaw. I can get the chainsaw after this, right? Also, I'm sorry if I'm too loud, by the way. I'm watching and I'm seeing it's kind of going into the red, so. Shall we do it? Oh, shoot. It's almost time for me to stop. Well, that's all right. We're going to finish this section. And then I don't need to shut down. There is work that I should do, and I'm supposed to go out tonight. Okay, well, we'll get that. We're going to do this. This is an onomatopoeia that did not get translated, or, I mean, I guess it got translated, but it didn't get localized. What's that supposed to mean? Oh, he's all beard in this version too. Oh my god, he has so much beard in Final Fantasy XIV. Like, his beard is like this big round beard that's like bigger than the rest of his body. It's ridiculous. Which version of the song is this? This is an interesting sound. She's having some problems. She's having some problems. Another world of beasts. Another world of beasts. See, it's the song that's playing, and it's the words, yeah. Not so much, though. Oh man, Wesley Cake. Well, if it's any consolation, I've technically been playing it for 2 years, but I haven't gotten to the second expansion yet, and I'm still having fun. I don't know if it's a monster roar. Like, I think it's supposed to be like... I don't know, actually. I have no idea. Are there really that many other espers pretending to be humans? Is that really a thing? So do they just assign this dialogue to whomever is here, or does each character have their own line of dialogue? Like, does Locke actually say this? Because I think this might be the only time Locke talks about his family in the entire game. Oh yeah, and they're also going to redo the first part of Final Fantasy XIV to make it less dull, which is good. Okay, I thought that was a generic line. Things didn't go so well. Okay, some of them stayed out here and didn't go back there. Because he was already taking over things, but he wasn't as powerful. Oh man, the sealed cave, another one of those. Like, Zozo has a reputation for being hard, the sealed cave is hard, floating continent is hard, and then there's select areas in the world of ruin. Tortured. Yeah, we're gonna go do this. See, like, the animation makes it look like he like drags her and then throws her, but I think it's actually he's supposed to be, he picks her up and sets her down gently in the bed. She's freaking out. I mean, it would be pretty scary to realize that you're actually only half human. Ah, so we have to. Okay. So yeah, so we are totally gonna get to the opera scene soon. Can't miss it, Locke. They're all being held in test tubes. Celes is like being shocked by. There are espers. You get to know some of them when you're playing as Madeline, and like you do kind of get to know their personalities a little bit when you encounter them in the Magitech research facility. So, see, she's like having this realization of horror as a Magitech infused person, or a Magicite infused person. Yeah, no, like there's just a lot going on for poor Tara. I mean, she finds that she like has been used to like murder people and destroy things, and she's clearly a very sweet, tender person. And then also she's got this like crazy power she doesn't know how to control. She doesn't know where she comes from. She's scared of the answers. Like, it's a rough time. Oh, is that Galford's puppy? It would be Galford's puppy. Galford is my favorite character from Samurai Showdown because my favorite characters in fighting games are all big, dumb, friendly, blonde dudes. That's why Terry Bogard is my favorite fighting game character of all time, because he's a big, dumb, friendly, blonde dude who is tied into a melodramatic and tragic storyline. Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. Yeah, but again, like, none of that is something that she would have wanted to do. Like, all of that, like she has had very little control over herself and what she does. So it'll be the end of them. It's as close to death as you can get away with saying. When we were contemplating symbols for the band, one of the things that somebody put forth was Magitech, not Magitech, it was Magicite. I insisted on the Phoenix for reasons that should be obvious. Yeah, no, I love, the thing is, so my sister didn't like Tara very much, but I love Tara, actually. And I think that she is a sweet and tender person, and I like the thought of her as an ace, a romantic girl who finds love and fulfillment in other ways. Hey, Dib! What's up? I think you've changed the order of your name, but you're still Dib. I think you were something else, Dib. Oh man. He just turned into this. Don't you think he would have been helpful? Not as a Magicite. No. He's like, nah, you kids have got this. I thought so. Okay. Well, welcome back, Dib. What are the sound effects doing here? Yeah, still in light. I'm trying to remember what Stray is. Stray Kate Sith. I think this is no. This. Oh man, well, we're gonna go, like, tearing through spoilers. This is my I know what I'm doing playthrough of a game. So are you folks telling me that I should have Sabin get his magic power up so he's better at fire dancing? Is that what you folks are telling me? I don't know if I can handle that. Oh, that's true. Bum Rush is really good. Gasp. Okay, well, we're gonna do that. Although I'm gonna give everyone spells, too. Don't worry, Tara. We'll be back. But yeah, so I'm just talking really frankly about stuff. Oh, those cast haste, right? I don't remember what X potion does. Oh, hello, friends! They're like, hey, do you want us to join your party? And I'm like, do I look like I want you guys to join my party? Hey, Doug, what's up? How are you? This game is good. Doug, what genre of music is Slam Shuffle? I was trying to figure it out. Oh man, Blues, it's you! Let's call it Shuffle Blues because it's got shuffle in the name, and I just know that shuffle is a type of music, and I assumed that Slam Shuffle is the kind of music that is called shuffle, but I didn't know what shuffle was. So let's go with Shuffle Blues. Yes! Excellent! Figured Doug would know. Anyone who doesn't know, Drum Ultima is my friend Doug, who's super good at music. And other things. You're a good roommate and friend, Doug. Oh, right. Not that. Okay. Ah, run away! Bravely running away. Oh! Oh, Celes is not older than Locke. That let me down. Okay, hold on. So I've been going off about the characterization in this game and why I like it, and everybody has very patiently listened to me as I go over in great detail all of my considerable feelings about this game. Alright. I can't Aura Bolt. I just can't do it. It just doesn't work. I'm never going to be able to Aura Bolt. I love this game too. Oh my god. Well, we just did Kohlingen, and before we did Kohlingen, we did this scene with the Figaro Bros when you first go back to Figaro with Sabin, and it's amazing. Well, I usually try to do the quarter circle forward, but I keep trying to do the tap thing. And, because people have said that you can do that, and it doesn't work doing that either. You see me, like, looking down at my controller to see if, like, I actually put my finger all the way to the right direction. And by that I mean the left. It's basically the same thing. Locke is not a thief! He's a treasure hunter. He literally is. He goes hunting for treasures. Alright, so we're gonna get the crossbow and then maybe call it a night, maybe? I did down, down, left, and it didn't work, so yeah. I think I'm gonna switch to just fire dancing, everybody. Whee! Oh no! That'll show me! That'll show me to think I know how to do a blitz. I'm sorry, Sabin, I'm letting you down, my friend. There we go. That's more like it. Oh man. Locke, you and me both freelancers, friends. Oh, Oh, magic points. Gosh, what is that? Oh my god, that is adorable. This is interesting. Why is it Blitzball? And then Sabin does blitzes. What is the significance of blitzing in that context? Look, translating things is hard. Naming things is hard. Consistency in things is hard. Bum, ba, bow. Ba, bow, wow, wow, wow. Alright, let us find... Yes. Whee! Which building has... Yes! Stolen Light hasn't figured out. Where's the chainsaw, friends? In the middle. Okay, well, we'll go there. Meantime, we'll fight some dudes. Might help if I don't drop my thumb off of the controller. Might be able to blitz a little better in that case. Yay! Sabin got a level. I remember I had some friends, some neighbors growing up who made Sabin their healer, and I was like, they also took 1.5 years to beat Link to the Past for the first time, so they weren't the most skilled gamers. But I remember being like, why would you ever make Sabin your healer? He's your big damage dealer. But I guess if he's good at magic, that's not as random, although also he should be dealing damage. Yay! Okay, so just to warn you guys, if you haven't caught on to this yet, I am not a min-maxer. So you're gonna just have to accept that, oh no, don't kill my party! Oh no, you killed my party, you didn't kill my party ran away. That I am going to not use my... Is this it? I'm not going to use my Magicite as effectively as a person who is good at things might. But again, we are not here to watch Lauren conquer and destroy this game with her superior skills. We are, in fact, here to listen to Lauren talk about video games and feelings. Okay, we're going to get the crossbow. We're going to head out of Zozo. Okay. This does not appear to be it. Alright, well, we'll get there eventually. No, I don't need to runic. Ah, man. Clearly I have leveled up and gotten more awesome. Okay. Is it this building? Probably. The inn building. Oh, okay. Well. I guess I should go back out to the inn, huh? Did I already go into the inn? Oh man, my party is all like, let's learn musics. Not musics, magics. Look. Oh, that's gonna take you a little bit. Sorry, Locke, you're gonna have to sit on it. Man, I just want to be done with Zozo already. Oh man! Those are really good life changes, Dib, and I'm glad to hear it. I feel like a lot of times when people disappear from an online community, it's because something offline. Okay, so is it 6-10-50? I think it's 6-10-50. I got it. Have that written down in an old sketchbook. I'm gonna try to dig out some of the old sketchbooks that have some Final Fantasy VI fan art from when I was in middle school, and I'll try to share that with you guys. I think that'd be funny. We'll do show and tell. It'll be great. But yeah, like I never. Sometimes people will apologize if they haven't been around for a while, and like frankly, like whether you're like really busy or any number of things, like whether it's because you're busy because of something good or you're busy because of something bad, like life is way more important. So I hope that your new relationship serves you well, and that you serves you well. Sounds like a good way of putting it. Sorry, it's hard for me to speak sometimes when I'm playing a game. I hope that it works out and you guys are happy together. Oh, that's funny. You see, like it. Ha. Run away! Don't kill Locke. Locke ran away so he didn't get killed. I'm actually really amused by that. Almost. We're almost out of here. Almost. Locke is good at running away. Man, I want a cupcake for some reason. Why do I want a cupcake? I don't know. But alright. That was pretty productive. We got to talk about some of my favorite characters and some of my favorite scenes in one of my favorite games. So I'm just gonna do like a happy Lauren dance. Yeah, I'm gonna be going out tonight and there's a bakery that does cookies nearby, so I might see if I can get a cupcake or a cookie or something. That's super excited, Dib. Well, I'm glad that you came back and said hi and you checked in, and I'm glad that the news is good news. That's like the best kind of reason to be gone for a while. So if you come by again, we'll be happy to see you and hear further updates of things going hopefully very well in your life. So thank you to everybody again for your patience with my 58 instances of dropped frames. And my tendency to ramble, but I feel pretty good about this stream. I think we had a good time. A lot of really good stuff happened. It's a good game. It's good feelings. Feelings are good. So yeah, like, I guess as always, if you have any thoughts about my streaming or life or the game or whatever, feel free to join us on Discord. Or you can tweet at me or something like that. I have a social media. Yeah, and I will be streaming more Kentucky Route Zero tomorrow, and we're gonna I might play around with the time that I do this. I might move it up earlier in the day just because that way I can work better with my clients some. Well, if there's one thing you can count on me for, it's talking a lot about things and really digging into my thoughts and feelings for better and for worse. Yay! Well, I'm glad that this was a good, productive stream for everybody. Take care of yourselves, alright? Have a good day or good night, whatever time of day it is for you, and I will see you maybe tomorrow, maybe Tuesday for Twilight Princess, or maybe next Wednesday for this. Bye!